In the beginning, let there be light. And Allesium was born. Aaron and Neve were also in Allesium, which was overflowing with the energy of life. Aaron and Neve once lived happily in the Promised Land. Fruits were abundant and the whole land was green. It was the time of earth when there was only spring. That is, until Neve reached the tree in the north. The tree that reached the end of the sky in the north greatly stimulated Neve's curiosity. Aaron was reluctant to enter the forest where the tree was, but Neve was drawn to the way the tree beckoned. The movement of the tree calling her, and she reached the tree alone. Beside the tree, a dragon was sleeping. As Neve approached the tree cautiously, the dragon warned her.
This is the land of heaven. Go back. Human.
Neve understood the dragon's words at once, even though it was the language of snakes. Neve answered,
I am also a piece of heaven. That tree called me.
Instead of answering, the dragon looked into the soul of the human Neve. Her words were not false.
I wonder what she is thinking. There will be a great rift in the universe.
Neve pressed the middle of her eyebrows toward the dragon. Neve herself didn't know why she did that. But it was natural. Purple light radiated from within. The dragon stepped aside after seeing Neve's light. In the place where the dragon had stepped back, there was a huge tree that touched the sky and a huge door that the tree opened. Neve walked as if she was being sucked into it. The dragon shook its head behind her. Inside the tree, there was a huge staircase that was filled with endless heights and widths. In the middle of it, all kinds of light sparkled. Around the staircase, a cozy, transcendent substance was overflowing. Light, all mediums were light. Neve climbed each of those stairs. Come here, human. A wise and mysterious voice spoke to Neve's abyss. It was not the voice of the god she knew. It was more like the sound of leaves rustling, of wind and water flowing through the trees. It was the sound of nature. It was the voice of the earth. Neve felt herself enveloped in light, not the sunlight they served, but a kind of warmth, a kind of heat that was close to a medium. Neve spoke to the light.
Who are you?
The light, or rather the heat and the ecstatic medium, gently led Neve to the top and innermost part of the stairs. I am the one who existed before you were planted on this earth.
No, Aaron and I are not the sown ones. We belong to the master of this planet.
As Neve spoke, she reached the top of the stairs by some medium. There was a golden throne there. And what she saw was a golden apple. As Neve stood there wondering, the voice came again. You came from outer space. By the light of outer space, by your gods you created, by their distorted time and civilization. Yes, from a very small dot. A world that had only straight lines spread out before Neve. It was one-dimensional. A dot appeared. And that dot evolved into a living being in the first dimension, and into a human being in the third dimension. Neve shook her head in confusion.
We are human. Who are you? Why do you deceive me with these false illusions? Are you asking me to challenge the power of my God?
Then, the three-dimensional diagram disappeared before Neb's eyes, revealing a beautiful woman, shining in golden light, sitting on a throne. I am the original one, and you will become me. The woman, shining so beautifully, offered Neve a golden apple. Take a bite of the apple, and you will truly become the master of this land. Neve accepted the apple, but looked at the woman with doubtful eyes. And then, Neve looks back. Aaron and Allesium, the promised land. A space just for the two of them. Allesium is a lie. Allesium is nothing more than a speck on this land. A greenhouse. And unfortunately, your partner is not worthy of facing this truth. From the moment you set foot here, only you have been chosen. Neve accepted the apple handed to her by the woman in front of her. And then she bit into the apple. Then, she faced the truth of the world before her eyes, that is, the planet Gaia was originally a land of monsters, a land of war with nothing but volcanoes, deserts, and monsters. Neve dropped the apple. At that moment, she herself became the only intelligent being on Gaia. The beautiful woman disappeared like an illusion before Neve's eyes. No. She became sand, she became dirt, she disappeared. She was Gaia. She became her. She knew it without asking for her name. It was the name of this planet, this land. She became an eternal intelligence. In that moment of awareness, she realized that the inside of her place and her planet, Gaia, was shaking. The entire land of Gaia was shaken by earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanoes. It was a hell trapped in black clouds and steam. The earth split open, rose, and fell again. All sorts of monsters and beasts sprang out through the cracks. The original inhabitants of the planet. They began to march toward Allesium with sharp weapons. To destroy the invaders, the gift of the gods. And Allesium. A greenhouse that had taken root in Gaia. A paradise spread over the land of hell. It was a spaceship. A giant ark that carried only 2 humans. It was the judgment of the true god of Allesium, the invader and the visionary. Neve was a failure. Neve was thus banished from paradise alone and left on the planet Gaia. The true god of Allesium was light. The spaceship set out to find another sun, that distant sun. And finally, after a long time, in a long tunnel of darkness, the ark found light. And a planet orbiting that light was found. It was Earth. Earth was a much more stable and cozy environment than Gaia, making it a very good planet for Allesium to take root. The Allesium of God, which contained Aaron, was divided into 3 spaces, one for the gods, one for humans, and one for the new creatures of Earth, by 3 walls. In the innermost and most central part of Allesium, there was a huge tree. The World Tree. The gods, the prophets, and the seers did not live on Earth, but through this tree they ruled the human world and the outside world, Allesium and the new Earth outside Allesium. Humans were recreated. In particular, the new Neve was created in a more stupid form, so that she would not challenge the power of God. Aaron lost his memories and eternal life on Gaia. He gave birth to a new Neve and many descendants. They were within the walls of Allesium and also mixed with the creatures of earth outside the walls. Humans gradually lost their original wisdom, and the cities they built in the beginning continued to perish. The city of the sea and the city of the high tower also perished. The beginning of civilization was barbarism. No, the beginning of barbarism was civilization. Was everything the will of God? They